Young Grug, a caveman full of glee, lived in a cave, happy and free. He spoke in rhymes, a funny sound, the silliest caveman all around. "Me Grug," he'd say, with a happy pat, "me like big rock, me like fat cat." But Grug, he had a special dream, a wish that made his big eyes gleam. A golden egg, shiny and bold, a story that the old folks told. This golden egg, so round and grand, was bestest egg in all the land. It sat up high, a sunny dot on Mount Monkey. A tricky spot, Grug thought all day. Grug thought all night. "Me want that egg, it shines so bright. Me climb that hill, me face the test. Me get that egg, me be the best." He packed a bag with fuzzy moss and didn't care about the cost. He told his friends, "Me go today, me find that egg, come what may." His cave cat, Fluff, just gave a purr, a sleepy, fluffy ball of fur. His cave dog, Ruff, let out a bark as Grug set off into the dark. Well, not quite dark, the sun was up. Grug held his little wooden cup, ready for adventure, brave and true, with many silly things to do. So Grug, he stretched his caveman legs and thought about those golden eggs. Just one, he knew, was waiting there, a treasure shining in the air. "Mount Monkey, wait!" Grug called with cheer. "Your golden prize, Grug, soon be near." He hummed a tune, a happy beat, with his big, clumsy caveman feet. His quest began, a funny start with hope held deeply in his heart. This egg would make his life complete. Oh, what a truly yummy treat. The path began, not very steep, through sleepy flowers fast asleep. Grug skipped along this easy climb. Me get eggs soon, in no more time. He saw a bug, a wiggly one. "Hello, small bug out in the sun. You see Grug go? Grug on a quest." The bug just wiggled, unimpressed. Grug giggled then, a happy sound, as he kept moving on the ground. His journey started, step by step, with lots of caveman pep, and yep, then Mount Monkey started to grow up, up, up from down below. The flowers changed to pointy stones, and Grug, he heard some little groans. Not his own groans, not yet, you see, but from the wind, wild and free. "This mountain big," Grug said with awe, but Grug still climbed, that Grug's new law. He grabbed a vine, so strong and green, the wildest vine he'd ever seen, and pulled himself a little high beneath the big and sunny sky. The air grew fresh, the world looked small. Grug felt like he was 10 feet tall. He saw his cave, a tiny speck. Goodbye, home cave, Grug soon be back. Grug soon be back, you know. He chuckled as he watched it go. The trees grew thick, a leafy maze through sunny spots and hazy days. Grug pushed through leaves, both big and wide, with nothing else but hope inside, and a little bit of berry juice, in case his throat felt rather loose. He hummed a song, "Oh, egg so gold, a story often to be told. Grug climbed so high, Grug climbed so fast, this happy feeling it will last." But then he tripped on a tricky root and landed softly on his boot. "Whoopsie!" Grug cried with a small frown. "This mountain tried to make Grug down, but Grug get up. Grug try once more." And that is what his legs were for, to keep on walking, keep on track. There was no thought of turning back. The path grew twisty, like a snake, for goodness gracious, goodness sake. With grumpy rocks that blocked the way and thorny bushes, Grug would say, "Ouchie, ouchie, pointy thorn, why you make Grug feel forlorn?" But Grug was smart. Yes, Grug was keen. He had a magic rarely seen. A special trick, a funny art, he called it, magic of brain rot. It didn't hurt, it made things strange. It gave their little brains a change. He came upon a growly bear with grumpy teeth and shaggy hair. The bear, it grumbled, "Go away! This my part of mountain today." Grug smiled and winked. "Now, Mr. Bear, no need for such a grumpy stare." Grug wiggled fingers, tapped his head, and this is what his magic said. Big bear, so strong and stout, think you're a fluffy cotton cloud." The bear blinked twice, then gave a sigh and floated gently to the sky. Not really sky, but just a bit, enough for Grug to safely flit right past the spot where Bear had stood, as any clever caveman would. Brain rot magic, good and true. It helped Grug pass, it see Grug through. He giggled softly to himself, like a mischievous little elf. This magic made the journey fun, beneath the bright and golden sun, as Grug continued on his quest to find the egg and be the best. Then sneaky vines they tried to grab with leafy hands, a quick, mean jab. They wrapped around Grug's sturdy legs. "Oh no," cried Grug, like sticky pegs. But Grug just grinned. "Silly old vine, your little brain will soon be mine." He did his dance, a loopy spin, vine, oh vine. Now you begin to think you're a wiggly worm and do a little happy squirm. The vines let go and started to creep as if they'd just woken from sleep. So what is brain rot magic, friend? It makes bad thoughts come to an end. It fills a noggin, small or big, with thoughts as silly as a fig. Or maybe thoughts of fluffy sheep or dancing while you're fast asleep. Grug would just focus, clear his mind on something goofy he could find, then point his finger, say a rhyme, and zap, confusion every time. It wasn't mean, it wasn't cruel, just made things act a little fool. Imagine rocks that think they're bread and try to jump right on your head. Or grumpy goats that start to sing and do a little Highland fling. That's brain rot magic, clear and plain. It muddled up the creature's brain. A grumpy badger, mean and tough, who'd huff and puff and say, "Enough." Grug just would chant, "Oh, badger bold, your story needs now to be told. But as a teapot, short and stout, now pour some lovely tea right out." The badger then would stand so still and try to pour against its will. A tiny trickle, just pretend, until Grug walked around the bend. No harm was done, no creature cried. They just felt silly deep inside. Then, after Grug had passed them by, they'd blink and wonder, "Oh dear, why did I just try to be a shoe?" Or sing a song of peekaboo. It was a magic strange and daft that made young Grug just laugh and laugh. Grug learned this magic long ago from watching wiggly mushrooms grow. They'd make the ants dance in a line, a loopy, loopy long design. He thought, if mushroom do this thing, what happy joy could Grug then bring? So he had practiced day by day to make things think a different way. It helped him when the world was rough, when just being Grug was not enough. His brain rot spells, so full of fun, helped many battles to be won. Section 5. Silly spells for stumbling blocks. The mountain path grew steeper still, a truly very tiring hill. A flock of birds with pointy beaks began to make some angry squeaks. "This our tree," they chirped so loud, a very grumpy, feathery crowd. "You cannot pass, you cannot stay. Go find another route today." Grug scratched his head. "Now, birdie small, no need to make Grug want to fall. A little brain rot, just for you, will make you sing a different coo." Grug waved his hands, a funny sight, and chanted with all of his might, "Oh, birdies cross, with wings so neat, now think your beaks are made of sweet, delicious honey, sticky goo, too sticky now to peck at Grug or you." The birds all stopped their angry cries and looked with wonder in their eyes. They tried to chirp, they tried to squawk, but all their beaks just seemed to lock, or rather felt so very strange, a truly sticky, sweet exchange. Grug hurried past with happy feet, leaving the birds in their defeat, or rather in their sticky mess, a state of honeyed helplessness. He called out, "Sorry, birdies dear, Grug must get egg, it's why Grug here." He knew the spell would wear off soon, beneath the afternoonish moon. Well, sun, of course, the moon's for night, but soon, and moon just sounded right. His magic helped him on his way to brighten up this tricky day. Next came a stream, too wide to leap, with waters rushing fast and deep, and guarding it 2 grumpy frogs as bumpy as some mossy logs. "You shall not pass," they croaked so grand. "This water belongs to our frog band." Grug chuckled low. "Oh, froggies green, the silliest frogs I've ever seen. Prepare for brain rot, you 2 chaps, and maybe do some funny claps. Think you're great singers on a stage. Now turn the swamp into a rage and a song." The air grew thin, the wind it blew. Grug felt a shiver through and through. The rocks were sharp, the path was bare, a lonely feeling in the air. But Grug kept climbing, bold and brave, thinking of the egg he'd save. Not save from danger, no, not that, but save for him beneath his hat. Well, Grug nowhere hat, that not true. But Grug like rhyme, what Grug can do. He saw the peak not far away, me nearly there. Grug shout, "Hooray!" But then a shadow, dark and vast, across the sunny mountain passed. A giant eagle with eyes so keen, the biggest bird Grug ever seen. It swooped down low with a loud shriek. "That shiny thing is what I seek, the golden egg, it will be mine." Its talons looked quite unbenign. Grug gulped, "Big bird, you fly so high, but Grug need egg, Grug cannot lie. A little brain rot, just for you, will change your hungry point of view." Grug focused hard with all his soul to make the eagle lose control. "Oh, eagle grand with feathers bright, now think you are a tiny kite. A paper kite that flits and flutters and only gentle nonsense utters." The giant eagle in mid-flight began to wobble left and right. It tried to screech, it tried to dive, but felt all floppy and alive with kite-like notions, light and free, and danced a jig for Grug to see. Grug scampered past while eagles swayed. A funny silly air parade. "Thank you, brain rot." Grug did call. "You saved Grug from a nasty fall." The path was now a narrow ledge, right on the mountain's tippy edge. One little slip, one tiny stray, and Grug would tumble far away. But Grug was careful, Grug was slow. He watched each place his foot would go. His heart was pounding. Boom, 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 dispelling any thoughts of gloom. And then at last he reached the top, where all the pointy rocks did stop, a flat plateau all green and wide, with nowhere left for Grug to hide. From glory, yes, from sheer delight. For there it was, all gold and bright, the golden egg, so pure, so grand, the finest egg in all the land. It shimmered, sparkled, gleamed and shone upon a pedestal of stone, as if it waited just for Grug to give its golden shell a hug. Oh, egg, Grug cried with joy, like a very happy little boy. You beautiful, you shine so well, Grug, finally break your lonely spell. Not really spell, but Grug liked sound of happy words that spun around. He tiptoed close with reverent pace, a giant smile upon his face. It was much bigger than he thought, the lovely prize that he had sought, so smooth, so round, so perfectly made, in golden sunshine, unafraid. Grug reached his hands so gently out, no room for any fear or doubt. He touched the shell, so warm and nice, this truly was a paradise. He picked it up with tender care and held it high into the air. Grug got the egg. He yelled so loud to every passing fluffy cloud. Grug is the best, Grug is so great, this egg and Grug, it must be fate. He did a little happy dance, a joyful, jiggly, jumpy prance. The world below looked far and wee as Grug stood there for all to see. Or no one saw, but Grug felt grand. The golden egg safe in his hand. He thought of all the yummy things an egg this big surely brings, perhaps an omelette, vast and wide, with mushrooms cooked right on the side. Or, scrambled up, a golden heap, enough to make a giant leap. Grug's tummy rumbled at the thought of all the goodness he had caught. But as Grug dreamed of eggy treats and tasty, yummy golden eats, the ground began to shake and sway. Oh dear, Grug thought. What happens? Say, a mighty roar, it filled the air enough to make a caveman stare. And from behind a rocky mound came stomping, thumping on the ground, a giant creature, green and tall, who looked like he could eat it all, with pointy teeth and claws so long, and singing a very scary song. Well, roaring roar, that egg. It should be mine, declared the beast named Mr. Dino. He was a Tyrannosaurus Rex with very little social specs. He saw the egg in Grug's embrace, a hungry look upon his face. You tiny fuzzball, give it here, or you will face my dino fear. Grug trembled then from top to toe. Oh, Mr. Dino, please, no, Grug, find this egg. Grug climbed so far, it's shiny like a little star. Mr. Dino snorted, hot and steamy. Your little words are weak and dreamy. I am the king, the mountain's boss, and losing things just makes me cross. That egg has magic, I can tell. I'll gobble you an egg as well. He took a step, a giant stride. Grug knew he had no place to hide. The egg was heavy, big and round. He couldn't run much on this ground, not fast enough to get away from Mr. Dino's hungry prey. Hungry gaze. Grug thought so fast his brain did whiz. This is a truly awful biz. Me need more brain rot, strong and quick, to do a super-duper trick. But Mr. Dino, he was vast, his brain perhaps too built to last. Too big for simple spell. Could Grug's strange magic work so well on such a giant, grumpy foe? Grug wasn't sure, but he would go and try his best, with all his heart, to play a truly clever part. Okay, Big Dino, Grug then said, trying to keep thoughts in his head. You want this egg? It very fine. But maybe it not thine. Perhaps this egg it not for eat. Perhaps it make your tummy tweet? Mr. Dino paused. My tummy tweet? That sounds like a most silly feat. Grug saw his chance, a tiny gleam, to make this dino live a dream, a very confusing, silly dream. A brain rot special, it would seem. Grug focused hard with all his might and shouted, Dino, big and bright! This egg is not for you to chew, it's a big bubble just for you. A bubble filled with happy air to make you float right over there. Grug pointed to a fluffy cloud and willed it hard and willed it loud. He poured all brain rot he could find into the dino's giant mind, hoping the thought would take its hold, a story waiting to unfold. Mr. Dino blinked his massive eye. He looked down at the egg held high by little Grug, who shook with fear but kept his silly message clear. The dino sniffed the golden shell. A bubble, you say? Do tell, he poked it gently with his snout, a curious and puzzled lout. It feels quite hard for bubble light, but maybe you are right. He suddenly felt light and strange, a most peculiar mental change. Then Mr. Dino gave a grin. A bubble ride? Where I begin? He imagined floating way up high, A happy dino in the sky. He forgot his hunger, forgot his roar, and just wanted to gently soar. He looked at Grug. "You keep small egg, too heavy for my floaty leg." And with a happy, dreamy sigh, Mr. Dino tried to jump and fly. He didn't float, but hopped around, then with a yawn lay on the ground and dreamed of bubbles, pink and blue, a happy ending, sweet and new. Grug, with his egg, just grinned and grinned, his brain rot magic truly pinned. The win. He skipped off home, egg in his arm, safe from all harm.